Hello and welcome to the HD Auto channel. I'm Shubhadeep and this car right here is the first all-electric vehicle from BMW Group India. Yes, BMW is joining the electric bandwagon in the country and it is with this flagship SUV from the German brands. The iX has been launched in the country and it promises to make quite a big bang. Over 400 kilometers of range, over 600 Newton meters of torque and over 300 horsepower on this car right here. Now, if the performance credentials and the range is not impressive enough on their own, this car looks absolutely stunning as well. We're taking a deep dive into what this car is about. We'll be taking a test drive of this vehicle at a later date too, so stay tuned to our channel. So BMW is kickstarting its India electric innings with the flagship. This is the best SUV from the company, electric-wise, that you can get. It looks absolutely imposing from any angle, but from the front, it is at its best. Now just take a look at this mammoth kidney grille here. On electric vehicles, you don't really need a grille, but BMW has decided to do it for the cosmetic purposes of it, and frankly, it looks pretty fabulous. You get the BMW logo here, which also opens up and is the inlet for the washer fluid. Press and it shuts down as well. On the side, you get the BMW laser light LED technology, which again adds to the visual appeal of the car. From the front, the entire profile is stretched, it's bulky, it's macho, but it is, I'll keep repeating this, electric as well. Now, what adds to the visual profile as well are these really large, prominent air intakes, which BMW claims will assist in the performance credentials of this vehicle as well. Now, because dimensionally, the iX has proportions which are similar to the X7, what you get is a stretched out side profile. That's mostly evident from the large wheelbase that you see on this car. That promises more space on the interiors of this vehicle. I particularly really like the alloy design that you get on the iX. The wheel is large, the wheel arches are pretty good as well, but my favorite bit though are the door handles. BMW says that the emphasis was on minimalism, so you don't see latches anywhere on the door. Instead, what you get is a button and a hidden latch to open the door, which frankly is really good, really classy, really sophisticated. Now, the wide prominent profile of the iX continues to flow all the way to the rear of this vehicle. There is a whole lot of road presence on this vehicle, even when you're trailing one. You just cannot miss the iX if you're behind one. You get these very sleek LED headlight units. They have a slight fading element too. I'm not sure if the camera is catching it, but that's the little bit of design aspect that even the LEDs here bring on. There is the iX badge right here on, and the color font is this very subtle gold. You also get the BMW logo, which doubles up as the rear cam sensor, and you get these nice big diffusers. Of course, this is an electric vehicle, so you don't get exhaust. Now, the frameless windows are really sophisticated, but the moment you step inside the iX, well, it is magic. The central console, let's just start from here. It's got crystal for the dial, crystal rotaries, there's crystal gear lever here, there is a whole lot of crystal on the side doors as well. The entire fit finish is, even by BMW and luxury car standards, a notch or probably notches higher. What's unique, and there are a lot of unique elements, I've mentioned the crystal, but this massive 14-inch curved screen that you get here. Obviously very responsive to touch, everything is very visible. It's a single unit stretching all the way from the driver display to the main infotainment screen. What complements the screen really well are the layout of the air conditioning vents that you see. Very sleek, very subtle. There is that gold finish that I spoke about earlier at the rear with the iX logo, and it is just telling you that this car is classy as classy can be. Just so that you know that this is an electric vehicle that is prioritizing sustainability, there's a small element of what appears to be green leaves here as well. green is of course symbolic. The seats are really comfortable, they're plush, they have a nice height, firmness to it, and you can control everything around this car through buttons and layouts here. I really also particularly like the way the central console has been designed. There is flat space here, which is very unique, made possible of course because the floor bed is flat on this vehicle. Now, as much as I love to drive BMWs and I'm very curious to drive this BMW electric vehicle, and as much as I'm impressed with what I see on the front seats for the front passengers, the rear is a place I won't really mind sitting in. That's because the seats are just so plush, just so comfortable. The quality of materials used is really, really good. This clearly is the flagship electric vehicle from the company, from the brand. And there are a whole lot of features here and there, starting with 2 Type-C ports on these seats. The seats themselves look like this is a Star Trek spaceship, if you may. And you have holder provision for your iPads, and you have the general air conditioning vents here with all the controls given here. In terms of space and comfort, well, it's a BMW, you're sitting nice and high. There is the angle of the back portion here is really good. So on long journeys, I don't think passengers at the back would have a problem, assuming your range allows long journeys. The leg room is really good. The knee room is really good. The headroom is really good. The under thigh support, initial impressions are that there could have been a little more support for your under thighs, but overall, I think the passengers at the back should be really comfortable. What also is likely to help is that the floor bed is absolutely flat, of course, because hey, this is an EV. So 3 passengers at the back should be pretty comfortable. One of the most unique elements about the cabin of this car is its sunroof. Yes, there is just one sheet here. You can, at the press of a button, turn it from opaque to transparent and back to opaque. BMW tells us every time you step out of the car, you lock the car, the sunroof will automatically turn opaque. So that's a great feature. Now, another great feature is that this car comes with multiple Harman Kardon speakers, but the speakers at the rear are actually integrated into the rear portion. So you don't see them, they're not physically visible, but trust me, when you turn on the volume, you can actually feel all the thump and bass that a Harman Kardon system promises. The iX will support AC and DC charging, and that's obvious. The charging flap is on the rear right section of the vehicle. BMW says that each customer of the iX will get the BMW charging unit complimentary along with a home charging cable via. Press of a button on the flap and the charging unit opens up, and from here on it's just plug, charge and play. So the iX flagship SUV from BMW in the electric sphere is quite impressive on its own, but it's going to be only the first of several products lined up in the electric vehicle space in the country. The iX will be followed with the launch of an all-electric Mini, and there'll also be an i4 electric sedan that's coming your way in about 180 days from now. It's a big statement of intent from BMW, not just with this car, but with several products in the electric vehicle segment. It's exciting times, but in this episode, that's all that we have. Thank you so much for watching.